Hi, welcome to my webinar on CAD Learning 101, Getting Started. I'm Alyssa Jayers, and I'm from Baker Baynes, and I'm a BIM specialist in the AAC build space. All right, so let's take a look at the agenda for today. So we're going to talk about what is CAD Learning, just the basic benefits of the service, and what courses are available under that service. Then we'll look at getting started. So we'll start off with how to start off a 30-day trial, and then how do you sign into your account, basic navigation through the site, setting up custom learning paths, and how to make use of the exercise files, and taking some assessments as well. So if you don't know who Baker Baynes is, there's just a list of items on the screen to give you an idea of who we are and what we do. So we are a authorized service provider for Autodesk, and we work with brands like Topcon and Leica with regards to scanning. And we do offer CAD learning, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And other than that, we do offer classroom training, but with most of what's going on, we're trying to see how a lot of the users and people could make use of the service of CAD learning online. All right, so just a list of where you could find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So do check us out and what we post to keep updated with regard to your software or whatever might be going on, or tips and tricks even. Okay, let's get started. So what is CAD learning? If you haven't heard about CAD learning before, it's basically an online portal in which you could learn a bunch of Autodesk software. It is an authorized Autodesk publisher, and on here we aren't just restricted to one software. There's a list and host of different types of software from Autodesk point of view. That's available for you to just check out on online videos and take assessments to just see your improvement or check how well you're doing or how well you know the software afterwards. Some key benefits that you might be interested in would be to identify and fill knowledge gaps through assessments. So basically those online assessments could help you identify what do you need to get better, what information you're not too good at, if I might. Hire and onboard more effectively. So you could also set up higher assessments for getting new staff into your company, just to assess how well they know the specific software that you're using in your company as well. You can personalize your learning paths. So although there's a whole bunch of videos on there, it might be daunting to look at, and they might not all apply to you in terms of you might know a couple of items in there already. So you can personalize your learning path and just track your progress throughout to just make sure that you're on par with everything. You could also upskill and shorten the time to proficiency, keep users billable through flexible learning times. So I think that's also a very important thing. I think a lot of companies and a lot of people are concerned in terms of having a physical trainer in the room to train your staff. Although people see the benefit of that, it also takes the users away from their actual job, and they need to allocate time to get that training done. With your online learning portal, I think the time that you have at hand is when you can fit in your learning, so it kind of works to your schedule. All right, so this is some of the Autodesk related courses that are available on there. I'm not going to go through each and every one, but just to give you an idea of the vastness of this. So depending on what you're trying to learn, maybe you want to learn 3ds Max, you could check out what videos are under those as well. All right, so let's take a look at getting started. and how do we set this up if you haven't used it before. So before I mention a bunch of these things, CAD Learning Service is on a subscription basis, and I'm sure you could request more information from our Baker Baynes info email to get information on what would those yearly fees be. Otherwise, if you just want to start a trial, just to test it out and see, if it's something that you would be looking to subscribing to in the future, then you could possibly get a trial on our website, and I'll just navigate to there in just a bit. After we take a look at that, we're going to look at signing into your account. I'm going to show you how to navigate through the site, then how to probably create a couple of learning parts if you might, where to find the exercise files, and how to take an assessment. Okay, so I'm just going to click on our Baker Baynes website. And I might just have to switch our screen for us. Okay, perfect. So this is our website for Baker Baynes, and on here under services or under technology, we could find CAD Learning. Right at the top, it's an easy way to just quickly start a free trial. It's a 30-day trial. So if you're looking for to do that, you could find it on our website. I'm just going to scroll a little bit further down here. There are some cool videos on some of the CAD learning features if you might want to take a look at each of those individual items on its own. And again, we could start a trial. So it's a quick way for us to quickly get on board and for us to get information to set you up for that trial. I'm just going to navigate to the site in the meantime whilst we wait for that. Okay, so this is our CAD learning site, and I'm going to click on login. All right, so when you've started your trial, or if you want a subscription, both would be the same thing. So I would then type in the email that I've registered. I will be Pandile for today, and I'm going to click on next. Okay, so Pandile is the lady that will send you a link to the site once you've set or wanted to start your trial and the trial information has been set. You will get an email sent to you with a sign-in link in which it would take you to this website. So you would type in your email initially, and then obviously for a password, you wouldn't have had a password just yet. So on this page, you're going to click on Forgot Password in order to reset your password. So this would send an email to your inbox again, and you would reset the password and then use that password to get in. Okay, so I'm going to use that. Okay, perfect. So you might see a little bit more information on here than what you would see on your own screen, and that's just because we have more admin rights. So you would see a bunch of items in here that are a little bit more extra. But this is our welcome screen, and on here you can choose your goal depending on if there's a goal that you want to reach and track your progress. Then you could set a goal for yourself to do that. If you are at home, not if, you are probably at home and you don't have that much work, then maybe this is a good time to actually do this and track your progress and maybe learn something extra or new. All right, so there's a bunch of items right at the top. There's a search bar. I could drop down my name there and take a look at my profile or whatever it might be that I want to just more on the option side of things or the setting side of things. Again, you might see a little bit more extra things than what you would probably see for a trial basis. If you had a subscription, then you would probably see things like organization. Okay, based on that you were admin. But don't worry about those things. Let's take a look at where the actual content is and how to get going. So I'm going to click on library and I'm going to just drop that down. Okay, there's our list of our software that we can take a look at. And I'm basically going to click on any software that I want to learn. So I'm clicking on Revit for now. Okay, let's just make sure I've clicked it. I don't see that going there. Let's try that one more time. Or let's try that. Oh, there we go. I think our internet's a bit slow because everyone's at home today. All right, so Revit 2020 is what I see initially. So I've chosen Revit, and there's a bunch of things on the screen that we're just going to chat about. So essentially, depending on what software it is, it's going to give you the name there, and you can check out what version of that software you want to watch videos for. The reason why there's different versions is that when there's new items, those are updated accordingly. Right? So for example, for 2020, I could see that there's a what's new option tick box, and that would filter all the videos down here according to the new items for that version. Okay, alternatively, I'm just going to unclick that. There's a whole list on here. If you know what you're looking for, you can drop down the arrow and take a look at the item. Okay, so let's take a look at the search bar here. So if I was using the search bar and there was something on doors that I wanted to maybe take a look at, I'm going to type it in there. It's going to filter it out for me, and I'm going to click on the appropriate video. Okay, let me be patient with this loading in the meantime. So the green tick that you see that while we're waiting for that to load is basically, okay, you've watched that and that video is done. Okay, so we're going to let that play a little bit, and you're going to hear a guy speaking a bit softer. Okay, and I'm going to press pause. So there's either going to be a lady or a guy, or something else perhaps, that is going to speak over the video, and it's really nice, and he'll show you where to click. And there's a little transcript right at the bottom here, which also just shows you what he's saying in case you didn't follow. There's a bunch of items here with regards to changing the quality of the video. So if your internet speed is maybe not the best, you maybe want to push down the video quality to just get that video to play a little bit quicker. There's also some subtitles and playback speed, and of course making this a full screen. I'm just going to scroll right to the bottom of this transcript. Often you would find a resource link at the bottom of the transcript in the video. So I'm going to click on that, and this file, depending if it's I, it's imperial, and M for metric, is related to whatever the guy is doing in the video. So you could download that file and actually track that with your software open on your PC as well. Okay, on my right here, you're just going to see the same videos that I was on in the previous page on here. Okay, I'm just going to go back one. Okay, just take note to that. Okay, this is something that I could add to a customized playlist, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to jump back one. Okay, so that was just the video, but if you want to create a customized learning path in terms of there are a couple of videos from here and a couple of videos from there that you want to just group together and create a playlist that is just for yourself, then you could click on the playlist on the right here and hit on new playlist to create a playlist that is specific to what you need it to be. Okay, you can type that in here and hit create. Okay, just cancel. Thereafter, depending on which videos I want, I could go and either go to the video itself where I saw this little star and drop down the star and pop this into a playlist. Okay, this adds to a playlist that I can then access afterwards. Okay, all right, so that's the customized learning parts. if you want to make use of the assessments, we're going to find that on the right-hand side underneath the software. So these assessments work together with the link provided or the assessment file, and depending on what this is, you would choose the specific downloadable file. So something like a skills assessment is a multiple choice that will ask you to go through and give you 4 options to choose. This needs to be done together and hand in hand with your software open on the side and taking a look at what they're trying to speak about. Okay, so afterwards, after you're done with your assessment, it would give you the score and all your wrong answers, and it would suggest videos that you would need to watch in order to get better and get those answers right. So you would have to take the assessment a couple of times to maybe make sure that you get a higher mark or percentage. All right. Okay, so there's one other thing that I just want to speak about. I'm just going to go to the library and I'm going to go to Autodesk BIM 360. So the reason why I just want to mention this is there's a lot of guys working from home or remotely, and there's a lot of talk about BIM 360 recently in terms of using the cloud service to actually place your Revit model on, or just for a document management point of view, or kind of like a cloud server. So there is a BIM 360 software video course that you could do there, and we've set up, and Baker Baynes has set up learning paths for you to get more familiar with BIM 360. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that down open there, and I'm just going to wait that. I'm just going to scroll right to the bottom. All right. So we've done a couple of learning paths for you. I'm just going to make them smaller so we can see all of them. And this is in accordance with what we actually would train in our courses. Okay, so we've set up a BIM 360 Design Admin learning path, one for a general user, and also a BIM 360 Docs Admin learning path and a Docs user path as well. So if you want access to these specific videos, which has the items listed in accordance with what we actually train on, then you would just need to request it from us, and we could just share this with you in order to get this learning path on your CAD learning trial or subscription. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to switch back to my screen on the other side. All right, perfect. All right, so I thought it was important for us to just mention our Baker Baynes support and when we're open. So we are open in terms of support as well. From 8 to half 11, we will be running our support desk. So if you guys have issues with anything, please do either email us or try giving us a call, and we can see how we can help you further with that. Okay, alternatively, just to mention, there is a handout that I've uploaded onto the webinar, so you could probably download that. It's a getting started with CAD learning PDF, so that if you decide to start a trial or do a subscription, then it would just help you navigate and do things and set that up as well. So it is a PDF, and you can just download it from the handouts that I've done over the webinar. Otherwise, thank you, and please do notify us if you would like to get involved with the trial. Alternatively, you could maybe navigate to our website and take a look at it there. Otherwise, stay safe, and I'll see you again.